Hi there. Today I'd like to talk to you about the gradebook in Schoology, especially if you're using assignments, tests, or discussions within Schoology. Now that we've moved over to the second marking period at the intermediate school and high school, and we're about to move over to the second trimester at the elementaries, we came across an issue where grades that do not have a grading option, and I'll show you this in these testing examples, assigned to them will point to a general space in your gradebook but will not point themselves to an exact place in the marking period or trimester of a gradebook. To prove this point, I made 4 identical tests that had some different options on. So this one, obviously you can tell by the title, had no grading options or a due date. This one had a due date but no grading options, no due date, grading options, and a due date. So a grading option within a test, assignment, or a discussion is created by when you select the category that you would like to give for this assignment, pressing grading options, and then coming here and assigning a marking period or trimester to it. So I have assigned to this one the high school marking period 2, and then I have the option here to set it as a midterm or a final. I'm not going to do that. So now when I go into my gradebook, and I toggle the marking period that I'd like to see, I can see that this student, Ryan Donnelly, has a 35-point score on this grading options and due date test, and he has a 95 on this grading options, but no due date test. If I look a little closer here, what I don't see are the 2 remaining tests. One that has a due date but no grading option, and one that has neither a due date or a grading option, because that went to the general no grading period section of my gradebook. So that's where I'll find these. There's a due date but no grading option, and here's his score for no grading option or due date. It's fine that these things are pointed here. Where the problem lies is that you will have to kind of dive in here and filter them out yourself if you don't assign a grading option to point those scores to go to your particular marking period. I know when we touched on this with the materials, talking about tests, discussions, and assignments specifically, we didn't really pay much attention to that grading option. We thought that submissions between the date ranges of the marking period or the trimester would just automatically funnel to those different marking periods and trimesters. Sadly, we were wrong, and you have to actually go in and assign that grading option. So I apologize for that oversight, but luckily we're only a few days here into the new marking period, and we can kind of correct this just by going in and pressing grading option and assigning a grading option here in the test, assignment, or discussion. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to ask. I really appreciate your attention to this detail, and I hope that it helps you in using the gradebook and assignments, tests, and discussions within Schoology. Thanks for watching.